Okay, so this is the bridge. This is a hip shot 6-string fixed bridge, hardtail. I don't have any hardtails, and they're not exactly easy to get, so I thought I'd make one. If you want a hardtail from one of the major manufacturers with a high degree of build quality, you're going to have to pay a lot of money, and you're not going to have a lot of options. Tremolo is the way to go for strats, according to the manufacturers anyway. So you don't have a lot of options if you want a hardtail strat. You're probably better off making it yourself. So that's what we're going to do. So differences I noticed right away from the Fender one, the saddles. Saddles are U-shaped. That's kind of cool. I don't know what impact that has, but I noticed right away that there are fewer edged surfaces and the edges are all softer. So that probably helps for string breakage. And it's just a different overall design. The screws down here seem very solid. Everything seems very solid about this. In fact, it's rather hefty. I think it weighs more than the Fender one, but it's hard to know without comparing them. Definitely though, I mean, look at that plate. That's a pretty thick piece of stainless steel. I believe the whole thing is stainless steel. Very thick back plate. You can see it's even more dramatic on the sides. I mean, that's a big chunk of metal with some saddles slapped on top. So that should get the job done. The theory goes, the more mass in the bridge, it's the contact point with the body, so the bigger and the more massive, that may help with sustain. I think there's something to that. I don't know how much of a difference it makes, but certainly, that was one of the things that went into this decision was I wanted to get a bridge that was hefty. So we'll see how it goes. I have never played a hardtail strat. I've only ever played hardtail Telecasters. So we'll see how this changes the sound on a strat type guitar, with its body shape and pickup location. So we'll see what difference this makes, but I think this is going to be a good bridge. It should fit. There's always a little bit of uncertainty when the manufacturer doesn't tell you the numbers and they just say, oh, it's vintage spec or it's modern spec. I want the numbers. I don't want vintage or modern. So I always sweat a little bit until I fit it, but it should fit. And if not, I'm certainly going to put this on another guitar. And by the way, if you're wondering what that white material is, that's an index card they put between the saddle and the back plate, I guess to protect it during shipping. So that's pretty cool. So hip shot fixed bridge. Okay, the bits. Bit number 1, vintage wire. I like vintage wire. It's much easier to work with. If you don't know, all you have to do is push back the end of this, which is like a cloth coating on the wire. It's so easy. You don't have to use stupid wire stripping tool. It's so annoying, so time consuming. This stuff is better. It feels better. The cloth feels better than the plastic. I don't know if it makes any difference in the sound. My instinct tells me no, but I like it better, so I'm going to use it, and I highly recommend it if you haven't tried it. Then there's the jack. So, known brand. This is, I believe it's a Switchcraft with branding on it. I don't care who makes it. It was on Amazon, it was Prime shipping, so I got it, and it wasn't that expensive. Same thing for the strap buttons. Again, I don't like strap locks. I don't know, unnecessary expense, overly complex. Just put a rubber washer over your strap on top of one of these and you're fine. Jack plate, again, same thing. Prime shipping, cheap. Solid enough. It's not super thin. And then there's the one uncertainty, which is the string ferrules. So it's hard to get a straight answer out of the company and the internet about exactly how big string ferrule holes are in these bodies. But I did use one of these bodies before, and I think this is what I use. So it would suck if these were wrong and I had to wait and get new ones. I might just take them off the other XGP guitar and get the new ones for those. So we'll see. Hopefully I guess right. Okay, and then we have this. I have no idea what this is. But it's made in China, and I ordered it. Ah, yes. Conductive copper tape. So, I have never bothered to shield my guitars before. I am not a gigging musician. I can turn off my computer if there's some 60 cycle hum, and then I'm pretty much good. But I thought, why not? I plan on recording more. Maybe I'll be playing this outside at some point. So why not try it? Why not try some copper shielding tape? See if it's as big a pain in the butt as everybody says it is. So maybe I should have bought less if it's a pain. We'll find out. We'll see how well it works. At the very least, if I can't use this or don't want to use this in every guitar I do, I could at least ground my workstation. So I can use it for that purpose, if nothing else. So. And it looks cool. So here's the Pickguard. I also got this on Reverb. This is from Stratosphere. Sells a lot of parts. This is supposedly a brown tortoiseshell Pickguard. Definitely looks more orange or red to me, which is how it looked in the photo. So the name is misleading, but the picture is not. And these are Fender Custom Shop Fat 60 pickups. So I want to try those. I've heard good things about those from people in the online guitar community and frankly from guitars. So I definitely wanted to check them out. I think they should be interesting. I haven't really loved the stock Fender pickups on any Fender I've had, but I recently put a pair of made in Mexico Fender pickups into another Strat, and I really like those. So back on the Fender pickup bandwagon. And let's see, I think these are pretty good pickups from what I've heard out of them in other guitars. So we'll see how it turns out. I don't think there's any fancy switching that I opted for here, but here's the back of the Pickguard. Very clean wiring, pretty good job, as you would expect. So, neat, well tied off. Solder joints are good. I've seen cleaner, but it's still better than I would do. And certainly I would not want to take the time on this. And by the way, in case you're wondering, gee, is it worth it to splurge on, the loaded Pickguard instead of doing the wiring yourself? These pickups, just in a plastic box, just the pickups, $200. This loaded Pickguard, $200. So is it worth it? Well, it costs $0, so I'd say it's worth it. And these, I believe, are, yes, they're all CTS pots. So, of course, they're 250K, give or take. I think this is whatever the standard, the .0047 microfarad, whatever the capacitors are supposed to be. That's what it is. There's that vintage wiring we like. So, yeah, this should be great. CTS pots, custom shop pickups, and you'll see this is kind of an odd choice for me. I don't normally opt for the tortoiseshell, but I think it's going to go well with the body. So we'll see when it gets here. Hopefully it's not horrible.